Hello and welcome to the Mariana Dalto Show, the podcast where small business owners share their stories, insights, and strategies for success. I'm your host, Mariana Dalto, and today our guest is Noel Quaresma. He co-owns Soaring High Marketing Solutions. That's a 10x marketing agency, and he owns that with his brother, and he's been doing that for over 12 years. Now, Noel has really a great passion in helping small business owners enhance their online and social media presence through innovative marketing strategies. So welcome, Noel, to the show.
Awesome. Thank you, Mariana, so much. Thankful to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I know when we connected this past year at GrowthCon, we just connected instantly, and I'm so glad to be here with you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we're both big fans of Grant Cardone, and we're part of the 10X community. So for those that are hearing us, yes, we love Grant and his content. All right, so let's talk about what inspired you to start your agency, Soaring High Marketing Solutions.
Yeah, what inspired me was working alongside with my brother. Coming straight out of high school, actually, I was kind of on the fence of what do I do? Most people, come on that crossroad is, okay, what's higher learning? If I would have gone to higher learning, I probably would have done like business administration or maybe in accounting. But my brother, who's older than me, he actually had a successful business at that time, and he actually got into marketing. So I decided to go ahead and work with him. He told me, if instead of paying college and paying all that, why don't you pay me? Come work with me, and I'll show you everything about business and marketing. So I took him up on it, and I said, yeah. And it's been 12 years since I made that decision, and we started the agency. We were, I call it integrated marketing because we're here local in the Miami, Florida area. So we did a lot more of like guerrilla style marketing with like flyer distribution, bandit signs, scissor cards, a little bit of printing. And then since the pandemic, we've kind of shifted and are now offering digital marketing. So now we can go nationwide with it.
Excellent, excellent. So what is the number one problem do you solve for customers at your agency? I know you do a lot of things, but what is the thing that mostly comes to mind where like, okay, I need to hire a marketing agency? What is the number one problem that you typically solve for clients?
The number one problem that we saw for businesses and entrepreneurs is going ahead and getting them to build their online presence, because that's really what revolves everything around marketing is because we're a one-stop shop agency. Like we do from A to Z, we cover all different services, which we'll get into in the podcast. But the main thing is helping clients build an online presence. Because they don't know how to market, they don't know how to, write messaging, the audience, the targeting, all of that just comes back to simply helping them build online with great content, social media, and making sure that you run nicely targeted ads for them.
Okay, so let's talk about online marketing from a social media standpoint. There's a lot going on. People, are very busy nowadays with their jobs, and they're trying to simplify the task within their business within marketing and social media. And most of the things, they're always trying to find, okay, what's the shortcut, the way that I can do my organic social media versus online advertisement? Like what are some tips that you can talk about from a business standpoint, small business owner, that they should consider about online marketing? I mean, from social media standpoint, but organic versus advertising, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, we cover both ends of the spectrum. I know we're talking a little bit more about paid advertising in a bit, but it always comes back to organic because people want to, as business owner, you want to see their, the ROI. You guys want to see the leads, sales coming in, and you want to go straight into the paid advertising. That's run ads on Google, on Facebook, on YouTube. But the thing is that if you don't have the organic down packed and a good foundation, then all the advertising money that you're putting into advertising and ads, you're just basically throwing away and throwing it to your competitors because your competitors have a better optimized website. They have better keyword searches on their SEO. They're listed on multiple online business directories. They have blogs, content, posts. They have articles about them, backlinks. And if you don't have that, then basically, like I said, all the money that you're investing and that you're trying to promote and market your business, at the end of the day, you're gonna say, this didn't work for me. Marketing sucks. I tried it. And unfortunately, marketing is something that you try once and stop. It's something that you're always trying and always testing. So when it comes to social media, Simple key is number one, just start. Don't be intimidated by the platforms. There's so many different platforms to choose from. Start with one or two. The great ones I always say is Facebook and Instagram because they integrate with one another. So whatever you post on Facebook, you can share it on Instagram, and vice versa. Whatever you share on Instagram can be shared onto Facebook. So just start, just be consistent with it. Make sure you have like a content plan in place. So like every day of the week you have maybe Mondays, we talk about motivation. Tuesday, we talk about a service. Wednesdays, we talk about a product. Thursday, a nice quote. Fridays, a funny quote. Just give you people a kind of a mental um game plan to start with, but something like that. Just be consistent, start, and have a plan to social media.
So is there a time where you say like a timeline where you say, well, when you're just starting online, you're launching your business, for sure you have online social media presence where do organic social media posts. Is there a time where you say, okay, start, I don't know, like 3 months to do organic before you go into advertisement, or it doesn't matter? How does that, is there something that you can guide someone who's like, I really want to do ads, but I understand that I have to do organic, but for how long in order for me to start doing ads?
Yeah, it all depends on the client. If they want to get into paid advertising and they have no online presence, they have no organic, they have no social, I would say a good 3 to 6 month period would probably be the best for them. Because again, like I said, you don't want to get too much into the full budget and just burn out and not have any results from it. Like I tell clients, marketing is a process, marketing is a journey. We take you from step one to step, six. When we speak with clients, I like to give them what's called an online presence report where we gauge them on like six main things about their business. So we kind of, I say in the beginning, I'm more of a doctor. I like to give them like a diagnostics on their situation, on their business. From there, then I move to a educator where I need to educate them on the platforms, on their services, on what is that they're not doing and what they need to start doing. From then I become more of a consultant, like this is the right game plan, this is a strategy that we should implement. And then finally, I'm the marketer with my team and actually putting all the pieces together and actually getting the game plan going. So that's always the best. That's why I'm saying it takes time. 'Cause in the beginning months, you got to get set up. You got to start, setting your foundation. You start building the blocks, to building your business as you build a home. I guess that start with the foundation first, and then from there you build on top of it. So one service leads to the other, and then they all work together cohesively.
What about for those that, so some people want to do ads because it feels like it's a shortcut to really start getting leads faster than doing organic. Plus it feels like maybe it takes less time, but what's the other, on the other side of the coin, where some people are like, they don't think online advertisement is as great, or there's different myths about online advertisement, right? It's too complicated, it might not work for my business, or I need to have a big budget to do that. Can you speak about those myths and how does that work?
Absolutely, yeah. All these different myths actually can be answered in a free guide that will be giving out at the end of the podcast. I know you drop it there in the comments section. But yeah, these are just different myths that people have. Like the good thing with us is that we have custom packages that we can tailor to clients' needs, wants, and budget. We have like preset already packages, and then we have like a la carte services. So if they're just focusing on just social media marketing, if they just need to tackle their SEO, if they just want to do paid ads, then we can go, per individual service. We can create a bundle and put it in the package, or we can go ahead and say, a client comes to us and say, hey, look, this is the budget. What can you guys do with me, for me and my business with that budget? And then I get with my team, and then we actually create a custom strategy and a custom marketing package for them.
Mm-hmm. So let's switch a little bit gears on like how do you stay ahead of the competition in terms of how these feel so dynamic. Social media changes so much, platforms changes every day. How do you stay ahead of everything from a social media changes, with the platforms, plus how competition and are using it? What's your trick or your way to kind of help clients because you are up to date with what's happening in the market?
Number one, to stay on top of the trends and stuff is just, I'm always a student. I live by that. Is that from Grant Cardone is always having a mentor, always having a team around you. So if either I'm not learning, my team around me is learning and engaging with all the different trends and changes, because little nuances that these platforms are always updating and changing, terms and conditions and all of that. But for me, I love to stay on top of market trends and stuff is just by researching. I'm very active on social media, not so much just as a consumer, but if I'm consuming the content, is to go ahead and make it educational, informational, and actually drive that to then, okay, how can I implement this that I saw into my business and into my clients' marketing as well? So for me, it's just always staying ahead is just, being informed, following top, other influencers out there, kind of see what they're doing. Don't copy or, we kind of basically more like mimic and model after what's working, not just copy, word for word, but we kind of see the model. How can we mimic it? How can we change and tailor it and alter it to our businesses, our clients, to go ahead and get them the best, return on the marketing efforts and their paid advertising.
That's good. And what about AI? Like how is AI helping you and for online advertising, and how or what tips do you have for small business owners to leverage AI to think about online advertisement and their
Yeah,
campaigns?
oh, great question. Yeah, AI is something that's new in the forefront. It's been, more in the shadows. Now it's coming more mainstream, and there's a ton of different apps, from out there to choose from, like, ChatGPT, it's kind of like, Google on steroids. You ask it a question and boom, it can shoot out content nonstop for you. But it just, learning, understanding it, not being intimidated by it. And then again, you gotta test it, you gotta try it out, you gotta play with it a little bit to see exactly, how can you benefit the most from it. So there's just so many AIs, we use a lot of AI in our SEO packages that we have. We have SEO, then we have AI SEO, which then also helps us, to create, blogs, help create articles, create backlinks, and so much that we can provide just on a whole nother level to clients that, entrepreneurs, business owners can then leverage that as well, if they want to kind of do it your own and kind of start testing out these services and see how can I, write a blog post from my website? How can I create a reel? What's like, as I mentioned earlier about the social media strategies, ask ChatGPT, what's a good, content calendar for my business, doing XYZ, and it'll shoot out the information there for you. Now it's on YouTube, understand it, and then know how to implement it and execute and take action on it. But most hands-on, like I say, for our clients is we let clients do what they do best so that we can do what we do best. So sometimes, we're not here just trying to get clients, but we're actually here looking for like partnerships with business owners, with entrepreneurs, how we can be their partners in marketing and be their marketing department for them.
You've mentioned backlinks. Can you explain what that is? Because not everyone knows what that means.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes you use so much into
Yes.
it, you use all the terminology. So simple, layman terms, a backlink is if you ever been reading like an article online and then you see like kind of like a blue word, and then when you click that word, it drives you to a different, tab, with a different article or a website or something. So basically, it's just like keywords that you put into like different articles or blogs that then drive traffic back to, either a landing page or your website. So that's comes very useful when it comes to like SEO is doing that. When you write your articles, write your blogs, then we create backlinks. So then when people are reading the whatever topic that you have, that you're talking about your service, your business, your product, then when they click that, then that drives them traffic back to your website. Because like, people want to have a nice flashy website, but the website's only as good as the fuel and the traffic that you get on it. It's like having a nice, Ferrari that you just have parked in the garage that you don't use. That's what some clients' websites are, is that it's nicely done, it's nicely tailored, but they're not getting any traffic to it. So at the end of the day, it's like not really beneficial for them. So that's why when we do an online presence report diagnostic, that's one of the things we look at is your website, and then we look at your SEO. And our SEO just encompasses so much with it, which SEO is search engine optimization, is just using different keywords on these search engines. The most commonly one known is Google, obviously. So then that way they can help you rank up and help you, help your clients, help your ideal customers find your business online.
So for those businesses that they already come to you, maybe they've done online advertising already. What are the biggest mistakes that they made, those businesses made, that you're like, okay, let's just let's just take a step back and look at what you've done and how I can help you improve, online advertising. What could you say, are the biggest mistakes that they make?
Yeah, the biggest mistake is kind of what we kind of hit on to begin with. That biggest mistake that businesses make when it comes to online advertising is not having the patience to do the groundwork and be consistent with the organic strategy. I'll tell you about a client that I had that came to us at the med spa here in Miami. I had been talking to this guy for, as you know, the sales process. You get initial, phone call of interest, and then it just takes time to work the lead. But he told me, like, we already have an in-house social media designer. They come in and they do the content. We have somebody else doing the paid advertising. Let's try your company to do the SEO work. So we got an SEO strategy campaign for them, and they told me is that as anything that we do, we provide results, and we provide tracking metrics and detailed reports on the work that we're doing. That way we can then next month see what's working, what's not working, and then tailor the campaign. So after about 3 months after we've been doing steadily their SEO, they actually said that they were actually able to lower their ad budget because of the high performance that the SEO was giving them, through the organic searches, through the content that we were creating with blogs, the backlinks, and people were able to find them more organically. So they were actually able to lower the ad spend because they had now investing onto the back end, which is more the SEO and the organic traffic to their site.
Okay. So for those that they have done like, a campaign already, and how do you handle, when that campaign is not performing well? What do you do with clients when you guys, put it out there and it's not working, it's not performing?
Yeah, I mean, when ads that clients have that are not performing, that engaging, is that we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to go the 7-step process that we mentioned in the free PDF guide on the guide to maximizing online advertising. You go back to step 1, which is reviewing. You got to review what's working, what's not working. We got to start researching more to see what's our target audience. Maybe research competitors, see what they're doing. Then we start to strategize. Then we game plan. So we make sure that we have the right metrics, have the right programming, and we have the right messaging. Because when it comes to advertising, when it comes to marketing, the number one thing is your message. What are you coming across? What's the outcome that you're trying to achieve with that campaign? Are you just looking for likes? Are you looking just for clicks? Are you looking just for views? Are you actually selling a product online? Like, what is it that you're actually trying to achieve? So you kind of start with the end in mind, like, what's the end result? And then let's work backwards, and then we reverse engineer the ad campaign with maybe the image, maybe the wording, maybe it's the video ad that we need to put in there. Maybe increase the budget. Maybe sometimes clients work with a too low of a budget when they're trying to reach like a bigger, massive audience. So when it comes to marketing, it's always just about, creating it, trying to engage, and then always just optimizing it, month after month from there. So like, again, market something that you try once. It's something that you're gotta always be testing, always be trying, and then always just be optimizing it.
Yes, the key here is like, because you launch one campaign, that doesn't mean it's gonna work right away. You gotta optimize it, find better ways to do, to change maybe the communication, the way, you are showcasing what you do for clients to help them for sure. So
Exactly.
what about so you mentioned like, it's good to start when we were talking about organic social media to start with Facebook and Instagram. But from an online advertisement standpoint, is there specific platforms that are better for specific businesses? Meaning, for example, if you are a service business versus a product business, or like, what's the difference between advertising with Facebook versus Instagram versus Google? Like, is there something that you can talk about, or is very specific on each client?
Oh no, we can talk about, those kind of the 4 main like platforms, it's your Facebook, Instagram, Google, and YouTube. I guess, yeah, I guess it just kind of depends exactly where your ideal audience is at, where are they engaging, and I guess your product and your service, depending on what platform, is gonna be optimized best. And for us, ultimately, it kind of comes down to, as well as, once we do our analysis on the client and then kind of seeing what their budget is, kind of seeing what's going to be the best, for that client. The most common ones that we always like to offer is Google Ads. or Google PPC, which is pay-per-click campaigns, because those kind of more and more with like targeted keyword searches that we're going after, or Facebook ads, because anybody and everybody nowadays is on Facebook as one of the largest social media platforms out there. So and then thirdly, I would probably say Instagram and then YouTube, just depending on again, type of client service product that the business owner, the entrepreneur is offering. But I'd say you can never go wrong with Google ads and with Facebook ads.
Okay, excellent. So I know we're almost at the end of the call today, but I wanted to ask you, what was the best piece of advice you ever received about marketing? I know this is how you started your journey. This is how you started your agency. So what is the best piece of advice that you received so far, or even like you learned through the process of leading your agency?
Great question. Yeah, the best tip I can say about marketing is that you got to always be doing it. Marketing is not something like I mentioned many times in the podcast, which I can't believe that time has already gone by us. But is marketing is always consistent. It's got to be always be flowing because it's always changing. One of the famous quotes by Grant is that money follows attention. Marketing is all about trying to like break through the noise on online, on social media, breaking through all the bad news that we hear, day in and day out, is trying to break through all that, get through all that white noise and all of those distractions, and then try to find through our messaging, through our platform, how can we then connect and relate with our target audience and get them to convert over, to our services, goods, and products. So some marketing is consistent and marketing is never ending. I always tell clients that you're always in two businesses. You're always in your profession, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, restaurant owner, you're in that profession, in that business, but then you're also in the marketing business because marketing is all about lead generation. So you got to be always constantly getting new leads, new prospects into your pipeline.
Yeah, lead and then trying to convert those leads into sales for sure.
Exactly. And then that goes over to you because you're the sales coach. So then you need
Yes.
sales and marketing for sure.
Once you get the lead, then you need to work on closing those leads. So there's a lot on the follow-up piece of it as well. So, well, thank you, Noel. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you for all the insights. It's been great listening to all the tips and advice. So before we wrap up, could you please share where our listeners can learn more about you and your business, where they can go and find you?
Yes, absolutely. If you're watching us by video, obviously here you can scan the QR code. But if you're listening online or on wherever you get your podcast, definitely follow me on social media. On Instagram, probably be the best way to direct message me. My Instagram handle is at Soaring High Marketing. Also be in the show notes. You can actually even text me as well. I'm one of those people that always has their phone with them, and I do always answer in a timely manner. So you can go ahead and give me a call as well or via email. One of those three platforms, forms of communication is always best: phone, DM, or through email.
Excellent. Well, I will put all those details from Noel in the show notes for people to reach you if they need any help or if they have any questions on any marketing help. I will make sure that everything is ready for the listeners to find out. And then, so that's it for today. Thank you, Noel, again for your time. I learned a lot about online advertisement. That was something that I really want to learn more. So that was one of the topics for the show. So thank you again for your time. And for the listeners, please don't forget to subscribe to the Mariana Dalto Show for any upcoming inspiring interviews that I might have. And if you have any comments, we will would love to have those as well. We always learn from our listeners. So thank you so much and see you next time. Thank you so much, Noel, for joining the podcast.
Thank you so much, Mariana. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you and be able to share some knowledge with your listeners. Love to go ahead and see how we can continue to work together and connect and see how we can unite our services together, and wish you so much success here with your podcast as well.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.